Mamelodi Sundowns 1, Ashfar Rabat 0. This was a game that demonstrated Sundowns' control. Or was it? We are going to talk about the 5 points that we saw from this game and what this performance by Sundowns meant for the second leg. Let me correct myself. And what this performance by both Sundowns and Ashfar means. Hello and welcome to the Cutback with Mpilo. Mpilo lo, Coach Mpilo. So we talk about football here and we're going to look at what this advantage means for Mamelodi Sundowns, because having a 1-goal advantage going to a second leg is not bad, because think of the scenarios that might happen. Sundowns goes that side and then they concede an early goal, but the score is 1-1. And that means Sundowns could still score another goal and then it's 2-1. Even if they concede again, then the score is 2-2. And given the fact that there is an away goal rule in the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confed Cup, that means this puts Sundowns in a really good situation, because any advantage that does not have a goal conceded actually looks very good. However, Ashfar seemed to have had a plan, right? Because they conceded a goal just before halftime. And then now the question is, how are they going to react? Are they going to abandon their plan of sitting deep and basically doing damage limitation by not allowing Sundowns to inflict more pain and more damage to them? You're like, okay, let's see what's going to happen. They sit. It's the 50th minute. They sit. 60, they sit. 70, they sit. 80, they sit. It was Sundowns, in fact, who were bringing on Usales and Striker Lomunye. Wow, I just forgot the tall guy, Sundowns. I forgot his name. Nzongitshela kuma comments. Umtiba, Ulebo Umtiba. How? Those guys were sitting. It's like they believe that they have a chance of beating Sundowns when they go home. And now I don't want to disrespect them and say blah blah blah, because remember, they are in the Champions League final, right? They did not get there by fluke. So there is clearly some belief in them. And remember, they are going to be in a sold out stadium, right? And this is North Africa, guys. You know how loud it gets. You know how intense it gets. Which brings us to the third point, which is the pressure. Will Sundowns be able to deal with the pressure? And I will give you an example, a simple example. The fact that Brian Leon missed the 2 chances that he missed, that guy could score those chances with his eyes closed if it was any other game. But the fact that in this game, the most important 2 chances of this game, he doesn't take them. And that is absolutely unlike that guy. He's like the cream of the crop. He's the best. He's very good at his finishing. But somehow today that did not happen. Did the pressure get to him? If the pressure got to him at the home stadium, what's going to happen when Sundowns play away? You know, that's just that one small thing that I ask myself, okay, seeing everything that happened, Sundowns dominated the game, Sundowns have the advantage, but they also seemed like they were under pressure. I will be honest with you. I was watching Jaden Adams. Some parts the ball would go to to Keanu Cupido, right? So he would see the ball go to Cupido and they would just tell him, especially like around the 85th minute. Some Sundowns fans were getting a bit agitated because they wanted a goal. But the Sundowns players were like, calm. Even Jaden Adams telling Cupido to calm down. He didn't want the ball. He was like, just keep it there. And if they're not pressing you, it's fine. So that kind of maturity, if it's then taken to North Africa and Sundowns continues playing with that calm, controlling position and basically, you know, protecting their lead by keeping the ball and not taking too many risks. But is everyone like that? Because if Cupido had to be told to calm down And there's still an issue of Undamane, because that's one of the scary parts about Sundowns' defense. Pete Williams has not been having the greatest of games in the previous 2 matches in the league, at least. Undamane has also been making mistakes at the back, and Cupido is very solid, but this is like his first proper season where he's playing at the highest competition. I know we played in the Club World Cup, but I think there's 2 different kinds of pressures, because when they were playing there, fans were coming from both teams and some were just enjoying the game. This time, they're actually going to North Africa and they're going to be under that pressure. But it brings us to point number 4. Even with that pressure, even with the hostility of where they are going, I just believe that Sundowns are a better team. I don't see a scenario whereby Ashfar comes in and they score 2 goals and Sundowns doesn't even reply. Sundowns, listen to this. Listen to how bad Sundowns would have to lose to not get the star. Sundowns would have to lose by 3-0 to lose. Okay, they would have to lose by 2-0, right? Because 1-0 it's equalizer, then 2-0 it's clean. But do you really think that Sundowns will play against a team that is inferior to them? Let the team score 2 goals without reply from Sundowns. I don't see it, right? They can concede 2 goals but not score. Because if they concede 2 and then they score, then it's 2-1. And then 2-2 on aggregate, Sundowns win on away goals rule. So I just don't see it. I just don't see it. That is why a second goal today would have been so crucial, because it would have ended the game, because Sundowns, no way Sundowns were going to go away, concede 3 goals without a response, because that, or scoring a goal even in this game, was going to force Ashfar to basically say, okay, we need to force them, we need to risk more, we need to score more, and do all of that. But they didn't do it because they believe that they are going to take the game home and win it. Which brings us to point number 5, the most important one about Sundowns, especially in the context of their last 2 league games. Before we talk about that last point, subscribe to the channel if you are new, if you have been enjoying the video so far, and also like the video if you are already subscribed. The important thing is that, did you notice that Sundowns are playing not a back 3, but when they are attacking, Umtau does not go up as much? Because that's key. In the games against TS Galaxy, in the game against Siwelele, they were leaving 2 defenders, which is what they usually do in any other match of the PSL, because teams are sitting deep, so they need to send more numbers forward. They use Umtau to stretch the pitch on the right. They use Modiba to stretch the pitch on the left, and Matthews usually inverts. But in this game, they were using Uletlaku, who's the natural winger, to give width on the right, and then on the left, Modiba was going up and down, probably why he ended up pulling his hamstring, but that's another thing. Sundowns are careful. That's the point that I'm trying to make. And the fact that they were careful like this in the first leg, while they didn't have a lead, and then they got a lead, and they continued playing in that careful and more calculated approach, how can they lose? I just don't see it. What do you think? Are they winning the second star? Let me know on the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one.